Hello everyone. In this video, I'll guide you through the steps to set up your agency account, establish your pricing, and manage your clients effectively. This is a mock-up of my agency website, which I'll be using in this video. Here, you'll find links to our privacy policy and terms of service pages. Let's begin with login to your agency account. These are the agency's general settings. Here, you can configure branding and other options related to your login page. To begin, make sure to activate the first two options to apply your agency branding to both your own account and your client's accounts. Next, upload your logo and specify the size for it to appear on your sign-in page. This feature allows you to adjust the logo's dimensions. For instance, you can set it to 164 for an optimal fit. Then, provide your brand name. For instance, we can use MyChat. Next, please input your homepage website address. I'll utilize my mock agency website for this purpose. You can also customize the dashboard header, but let's put that aside for now and revisit it later. In addition, you have the option to set a custom footer line, as well as include links to the privacy policy and terms of service. You also have the option to select a dashboard theme color, set a default language for your client's dashboards, and customize cookie consent settings. Furthermore, you can choose a widget for the client dashboard, allowing clients to easily contact you as the agency owner. You can also manually enable new user signups through your custom domain. However, let's hold off on that for now and revisit the option once we have set up the custom domains. Let's make sure to save our agency settings. You'll notice that the branding of the dashboard has been updated. Now, let's return to the dashboard header option. Here, you can add custom text that will appear near the logo on your dashboard. We're all set in this section, so let's proceed to the next one. We'll skip the default permissions section for now and revisit it once we've added our first client. Let's start by configuring the custom domains. We'll first set up the frontend domain, which will allow you, your team, and your agency clients to log into their dashboard using this custom domain instead of the default Anychat.1 domain. To add a new domain, click on Add New Domain, choose Frontend Domain, and enter your domain. For this example, I'll use the app subdomain of my main domain as the frontend domain. Click the Next button to view the instructions for adding the necessary record to your DNS settings to connect your domain. You'll need to create a CNAME record pointing to the hosting.anychat.1 domain. I'm using Cloudflare for managing my domain's DNS, so I'll add a CNAME record there. Remember, with Cloudflare, you'll need to disable the proxy for this CNAME record. After adding the CNAME record, click the Verify button. Keep in mind that DNS changes may take some time to propagate and become visible on the internet. As you can see, the DNS record has been located. Now, we need to wait up to 30 minutes for the domain to be processed by the system. During this time, an SSL certificate will be generated for your domain, and the necessary environment will be prepared. In the meantime, we can set up an API domain to replace api.anychat.1. This domain will be visible to your clients through the widget script code and API calls. You can add this domain just like before, but now you'll need to create a CNAME record pointing your domain to api.anychat.1. Let's go ahead and add an API subdomain to your main domain. The domain has been added. Now let's move on to adding the next domain required for agency white labeling, specifically the knowledge base hosting domain. Allow me to explain why this is necessary. When a customer wishes to connect their custom domain to their knowledge base, they will be instructed to point their custom domain to our default kb.anychat.1 domain using a CNAME record. By adding a knowledge base hosting domain, you can replace the default kb.anychat.1 with your own domain, so your clients will see your custom domain instead of the default one. Let's move forward with setting up the knowledge base hosting domain. We can follow the same process we used for integrating our frontend and API domains. However, this time we'll need to configure the new domain to direct traffic to kb.anychat.1. The domain has already been added. The final type of domain needed to create a fully custom labeled account is the knowledge base wildcard domain. Here's why and how it functions. In the knowledge base settings, you have the option to claim a free subdomain of anychat.1 for your knowledge base. As an agency owner, you can override this default setting, allowing your clients to claim a subdomain of your custom domain for their knowledge base instead. The process for adding this domain is slightly different. You'll need to create a TXT record with specific content, which will be provided in the process dialog for your domain. Adding a TXT record with Cloudflare is similar to adding a CNAME record, but you don't need to disable the proxy option since it's not available for TXT records. Once the TXT record is validated, you'll need to add another DNS record of type A and point all your subdomains to our IP address. We have successfully set up all the necessary domains. Once everything is processed, we can access our front-end domain to navigate to the login page. On the login page, you'll notice that all our customizations are in place, including our custom logo, domain, brand name, and footer line. Let's revisit the options for customizing the login page. You can choose to allow new customers to sign up using your custom domain. You can also set the default plan for new users and receive email notifications when a new customer signs up. Enabling this option will display a sign-up link on your login page. Moreover, you have the option to add custom links to your login page. To do this, go to Custom Menu Links in your agency settings and add your links under Login Page Footer Links. Let's add links to the privacy policy and terms of service pages. You can also add custom links to the More menu, which is located at the bottom of the main sidebar. Let's add 2 links to this menu as well. Now that we've finished configuring these settings, let's proceed to log in using our connected custom domain. We can now close the Anychat.1 dashboard and access our main agency account through the custom domain. Here, you have the option to add custom JavaScript for analytics, etc., and modify the CSS styles of your dashboard. Keep in mind that these customizations only apply to the custom domain. Let's test how the custom JavaScript functions. I've added a simple alert message pop-up, and upon reloading the page, you'll see the pop-up appear. Please use this feature cautiously, as it has the potential to disrupt functionality. Within the agency settings, you have the option to change the default outgoing email address. In this video, I'll show you how to replace our default outgoing email address with your custom one. I'll demonstrate using a Gmail account as the outgoing email address. Keep in mind that you'll need to use an app password instead of your Google account password for Gmail. Once you've set up the SMTP, you can verify the connection by sending a test email to your address. As you see, the test email is successfully received, confirming that the SMTP connection is functioning properly. Now that we've completed the setup, let's proceed to client management. I'll guide you through creating a new client account. Start by going to the Settings, My Agency, Agency Clients section. Click on the Create New Client button and enter the client's basic information, including their first name, last name, and email. You'll also need to select the plan for their account. There is also an option to send an email notification to the client about the account creation. The client account has been successfully created. Let's log into it using a different browser to check its appearance. Upon logging into the client's account, you may observe that the account appears nearly empty, with several sections missing compared to your own account. This is due to the default permissions applied. The client's account currently uses default permissions. To address this, go to the Agency Settings and find the Default Permissions section. There, you can adjust the settings to make more sections visible to your clients. Let's enable all of them for full access. Return to the client's account and refresh the page. You'll now see that all sections are visible. However, you might notice the Chat Flows section is labeled as a premium feature. This is because the Chat Flow feature is not automatically included in any of our standard plans. To activate this feature, navigate to the client's plan feature settings. Click on the menu button and select Edit Plan Features. In the search bar, type Chat Flow and scroll down to find that the Chat Flows feature is not activated for this client. Let's enable it and save the changes. Once you refresh the client's dashboard page, the Chat Flows feature should now be active. You can enable or disable other features for your clients in the same way. Let's go over the configured domains. First, we can confirm that the front-end domain is working properly. Next, let's verify the API domain. If you look at the widget script code, you'll notice that the default domain has been successfully replaced by our custom one. Moving on, let's examine the knowledge base wildcard domain. You'll see that our custom domain is present here as well. Lastly, let's check the knowledge base hosting domain, and you'll find it has also been updated accordingly. I'd like to provide more information on managing permissions. You have the option to modify the default permissions for all your clients who inherit these settings, or you can adjust them individually for each customer. Here are some additional tips. While you can't replace the default documentation links, clients will see our default documentation links in most sections of the dashboard. You do have the option to disable all documentation pages. Additionally, you can disable the affiliate and apps and plugins pages. Customization for these sections at the agency level will be available in the future. Let's set up other integrations at the agency level so your clients can utilize them. We'll start with the OneSignal app, which we use to send web push notifications for events like new messages, new chats, and form submissions. To configure this integration, you'll need to create a OneSignal app. Please watch the instructional video. You can use either paid or free OneSignal account. You simply need to enter your app ID and API key. Once completed, you will be able to see the browser request for web push notifications under the client's account. Let's move on to the Facebook integration. By default, customers cannot connect their Facebook page to the omnichannel inbox. To address this, you need to switch the Facebook integration type to Anychat connector pop-up or use your own Facebook app. With the Anychat connector pop-up, the Facebook integration will function, but clients will see the Anychat logo in the Facebook authentication dialog since our app is registered under our company. To completely avoid this, you'd need to use your own Facebook app, but it's quite challenging to get it approved by Facebook. You have to get your business, tech provider, and necessary permissions approved by Meta. This topic is beyond the scope of this video, but we will provide a detailed guide in another video. For now, let's enable the Anychat connector pop-up for Facebook and Instagram integrations. As you can see, the Facebook and Instagram integrations now appear in the Integrations menu on the client account. You have the option to provide your OpenAI API key to your customers. Typically, customers should use their own OpenAI API key to access AI features, such as chat flows or AI functionalities in the omnichannel inbox. However, you have the flexibility to share your API key with them if you choose. This also applies to the OpenRouter API key. Now that we've completed the basic settings, we can proceed to the pricing configuration. Currently, we support Stripe and manual payments. Let's start by setting up the Stripe payment gateway. You'll need your publishable key and secret key for this. I'll be using my Stripe account, so I'll copy my credentials and paste them into the Anychat payment gateway dialog. After clicking Next, I'll see the webhook URL, which I need to add to my Stripe configuration. I've added the webhook URL and selected all events. In my Stripe account, each plan and add-on is associated with corresponding products, each having 3 pricing options: monthly, yearly, and one-time. Here's how the Stripe integration functions. When a customer subscribes to a plan, they are essentially subscribing to the Stripe products. If they decide to add extra features to their plan, like chat flows or more team members, they also subscribe to additional Stripe products, which are called add-ons in our platform. You'll get a clearer picture of this process a bit later on. Let's create our first pricing table and call it Friendly Prices. You have the option to add a description, select a payment gateway, and set Refund After and Refund Before options. Additionally, you can enable the Copy Built-in Plans feature to clone our default plan. Let me clarify the Refund After and Refund Before options. If you set Refund After to 1 hour and Refund Before to 3 hours, and a customer subscribes at 12 p.m., they can request a refund from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on the same day. Our pricing table is now set up, and you'll see 4 plans along with a set of add-ons included. Once you've configured your products in your Stripe account, the next step is to sync them with Anychat. As you can see, my products have been imported into Anychat, and I now have 8 products with 24 different prices. The next task is to assign each product to the appropriate plan, which I'll do now. I've successfully assigned all the products to their respective plans. When I attempt to activate the pricing table, I encounter issues with the add-ons because they don't have products assigned. Let me quickly assign products to the add-ons. Now everything is set, and I can activate the pricing table. Remember, if you don't have a default and active pricing table, your customers won't be able to upgrade. The pricing table is now activated. Let's take a look at how it functions from a client account perspective. This is our default pricing table within the client account. Here, you can view all configured plans and add-ons. Let's delve deeper into add-ons. There are 2 types of add-ons: countable and Boolean. A Boolean add-on enables you to include a feature in your plan, like integrating chat flow. A countable add-on allows you to adjust the limit of a specific feature, such as adding more team members to your plan. You may have noticed that our basic plan doesn't offer the custom branding option. Here's why. When you look at the plan details, you'll see the Allow Customization option isn't activated for this plan. So let's enable it and observe the changes. Now, as you can see, the basic plan also offers the custom branding add-on. Additionally, you have the ability to rename key features within the pricing table. For instance, let's change the name of the Chat Builder feature. This can be done in the Key Features section. Now let's refresh the page. As you can see, the feature name has been successfully updated. Great! Now that we've finalized the pricing configuration and clarified details about the add-ons and features, let's go ahead and subscribe to the Pro plan on the client account. We'll also add the chat flows and custom branding add-ons to our subscription. After clicking the Activate button, we'll be redirected to the Stripe checkout page. Since this is a test Stripe account, no real charges will be incurred. Once the order is completed, the account will reflect the Pro plan subscription. And you can see the chat flows and custom branding features will now be enabled in the account. In the billing section, it will show that the Pro plan and the add-ons have been subscribed to. On the agency side, you can see that the customer has subscribed through Stripe. Since it's a paid subscription, you don't have the ability to change the customer's plan. However, if you need to change specific features of the plan for a particular customer, you'll need to use the Edit Plan Features option. Great! Now that we've covered the Stripe payment gateway, let's explore how to handle manual payments. With manual payments, customers complete transactions outside of the Anychat platform, such as by sending funds through PayPal or any other system. Once you confirm the payment has been successfully received, you can manually mark it as verified in the system. Let's integrate the manual payment gateway. Here you can set custom currency. You'll notice there are two text fields, Trial Notes and Payment Notes. The Trial Notes field is for providing text instructions for customers interested in activating a trial, while the Payment Notes field displays details for customers ready to purchase a plan. Let's go ahead and set some text for these fields. Okay, let's create a separate pricing table for manual payments. We'll use the default pricing as our template. Since manual payments don't require assigning products to plans like Stripe does, we can directly adjust the prices if needed. For now, we'll keep the prices the same. Since our existing client already uses Stripe for payments and we cannot reset their plan, we'll need to create a new client. Let's register them through our custom domain. Since we now have custom plans, let's switch the default plan to our free plan. Let's proceed by signing up via our custom domain. The customer is currently on the free plan. Next, we'll navigate to the upgrade page to activate a new plan. When we click the Activate button, instead of being redirected to Stripe, a checkout pop-up appears, displaying the text instructions we configured in the payment gateway settings. After the customer completes the payment, they can check the checkbox to continue with the upgrade process. As you can see, the plan has been successfully upgraded. Let's take a look from the agency's perspective. You can see the new customer listed here, and the plan they've selected is multi-site. Additionally, the payment status shows as unconfirmed, so it will be necessary to verify if the payment has been made and manually check its status. After verifying the payment, you can update its status to confirmed. Now that you know how to configure your agency, create custom plans, and manage your customers, let's explore how to configure a client account from your agency account. You can offer full customization options to your clients, allowing them to manually adjust all settings. Alternatively, you can modify their account settings directly from your agency account. To do this, switch the workspace to the client's workspace. Click on your avatar in the top right corner and select Switch Workspace. In the My Workspaces section, you'll see your own workspaces, while Agency Workspaces displays all client workspaces. Upon switching to a client's workspace, you'll notice some sections are disabled for privacy reasons, meaning you won't have access to their chats, tickets, contacts, etc. However, you maintain full control over the client's settings, enabling you to navigate to the settings and make any necessary adjustments. That brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.